What else? What else? Come on, come on, come on. Just let's go. So let's dance now. It is my turn. Just won't work you out. I am ready for your action. Just won't work you out. You should cut off all distraction. It's all on you now. And just give me some reaction. Just won't work you out. I like the way you move. Really wanna get with you.
It's another beautiful Sunday afternoon. This is Rubbin Minds. Welcome. My name is Ebuka Obiuchendo. Thanks for joining us. It's our very first show in the month of June. The year is almost halfway gone. And interestingly, we still don't have a budget or a president in office. Well, we do have an acting president, so at least that should make up for things. But it's been one hell of a year for a lot of Nigerians, and the sort of year that nobody expected, especially with the sort of drama that came with the budget in 2016. The budget went missing at some point last year, and ended up dragging things out and ended up getting signed. I think it was about May or so last year, and then before the year was done, we hardly could implement up to, I don't even have, well, I don't know what percentage of implementation we did run with last year. I don't have the figures right now, but I mean, with the way things are looking at in 2017, things are probably going to be worse, because there's a lot of drama about who's supposed to sign, when it's supposed to be signed. Mr. Acting President says it's not yet ready. We don't know what's happening, and the country is just, I don't know, functioning somehow, but there's a lot to talk about with Nigeria. Like I say, a week in Nigeria is like a lifetime everywhere else. And I have here with me Nnamdi Anekwe, who's going to help me probably understand some of this, what's happening. How are you doing?
Thank you so much for having me.
This budget drama, I don't know. It's confusing. Why is something so basic? How do we end up making something so basic, so filled with drama every time in this country?
Well, when you look at when the president was going on vacation, and he transmitted a letter to the National Assembly, authorizing, relying on Section 141 regarding the transfer of power to the Vice President to act in his absence, But there was one, the letter was different from the one we received in February when he was going on the first initial vacation. We have the word coordinating, that the Vice President, as the acting president, will coordinate the activities of the government in my absence. And some of us, we raised some questions, about that word coordinating. And good enough, the section was there, 141 was there, but we arrived at the conclusion that this coordinating word that was put in there was designed to create confusion within the minds of the acting president, and to rely on that particular wording to undermine, in quote, the acting president. And this issue of budget came up 3 weeks ago. The Senate said they transmitted the budget to the presidency, and Lai Mohammed, the Minister of Information, was asked about who is going to sign the budget after the Federal Executive Council meeting. And he said when they get to that point that they will answer the question. For me, as the spokesperson of the government and to an extension the presidency, he was supposed to be emphatic on the acting president signing this budget. And as if that would not be enough, we have the National Assembly, President Buhari's aide on National Assembly to the Senate, coming out on national television to tell us that the President Buhari will sign the budget and the acting president will implement the budget. And a few days later he came out and said, okay, he was misquoted that the acting president will sign the budget. You can see the confusion this government is creating in the minds of the people, and also, some of these activities undermine the acting president. Okay, we saw a few days ago that they were going to sign this budget, and the last minute they said they were not going to sign. So, as it is now, we don't know who is going to sign the budget. We don't know when this budget is going to be signed. This is the half of the year and we don't have a budget. So it's a problem.
Before we go into the implications of all of this with regards to Nigerians, I want to talk about the dynamics with the acting president, and of course there's a lot of regional bias, which is why a lot of this is happening, or the speculations are there, because most of these are speculations. Nobody has come out to say categorically why there's all of these speculations and drama. But I want to say, let's assume that there's the situation where people, or a certain faction or a certain cabal or whatever it is, does not want the acting president to sign the budget. What does that really do? If the acting president signs the budget, what does that make him more powerful? Does that suddenly mean that President Buhari is no longer president? Why is that such a problem, or why should that be a problem?
I see some of these people, the close aides to Buhari, as people I think very small. They are so parochial in nature. They are so, small-minded. They think about the region. They think about, restricting, trying to cut. The last time Buhari was away for less than 60 days, the acting president was commended all over the world and within Nigeria as doing very well, getting the forex liberalization, getting ease of doing business. He was moving, was visiting the Niger Delta, he was engaging everywhere. And all of a sudden we saw reports that some people were feeling threatened as a result of the acting president being seen as someone that can do a job. And if you recall the very last day before the president traveled, the Chibok girls were to be welcomed, and there's no way in the constitution where a chief of staff is meant to be handling some of the functions of the executive appointees. In this respect, maybe the Minister of Women Affairs or even the Vice President, who is supposed to be in close contact with his president. But you see the Chief of Staff welcomed the Chibok girls, presented it to President Buhari, and we saw reports that it was the last minute that acting president Vice President was called to see the president before he now traveled. So coming to your question, it's a way to amass power behind those who control access to the president. They try to say that, okay, that the president is in charge, the president is recovering or whatever. And I think, I don't know, I don't have the evidence or the fact, but I think they are buying time to, find a way to get the budget signed by who else? When President Yar'Adua was in Saudi Arabia, Jonathan was not acting, but somehow they found they smuggled this budget to Saudi Arabia, got the president to sign, President Yar'Adua to sign the budget at that time. But this time around, we have an acting president, and he should review this budget and sign the budget. But we are hearing all kinds of plots. That reminds me of what Segun Adeni said about a few days before President Buhari traveled, about the ongoing political drama that is coming out from the villa. The camp of the acting president might be trying to pipe things down, but what we are seeing as Nigerians is not very encouraging.